Clear Channel is an out-of-home media company. We focus on media and infrastructure, and we have an ethos of being a platform for brands and a platform for good. So we not only provide effective advertising solutions, but we also want to make a positive impact on society and the environment. I'm Tessa, I'm the Sustainability Data Manager at Clear Channel, and I'm responsible for collecting and analysing our carbon emissions data across scopes 1, 2 and 3. So Clear Channel have been counting our carbon emissions data for quite a long time now, since 2008. So we've got a long track record of being a sustainable company. We also have an internal target of being carbon net zero across scopes 1 and 2 by 2030. I count the carbon emissions data for our vehicle fuels, so I'm looking at the different fuels that we use and how we can reduce those fuels by that 90 to 95% or go fully electric. So we have quite an ambitious target of 2030, and that shows that we take our carbon reduction seriously. Hi Glenn,
Hi,
nice
Tess.
to see you.
Nice
How
to see
are
you
you?
again. Yeah, good, you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Excellent.
This is Glenn, he's our fleet manager for Clear Channel UK. So I've been talking about sustainability and why decarbonisation is important for us as a business. What does it mean for you as a fleet manager?
Decarbonisation, I think, is important for fleets, particularly as most of our vehicles operate in what rapidly becoming more and more ultra-low emission zones. Local authorities are introducing them all over the country. For us, that's where most of our vehicles operate. So it's not just about emissions and as CO2, it's about local air quality. So if we can run a vehicle into that zone zero emission, it's even better. So this is one of our PHEVs. We've got 72 on the fleet at the moment. The idea of the vehicle is that it obviously runs on petrol as well as electric, but once it gets into an ultra-low emission zone, it can run purely on electric, which fulfills all the emission criteria, and it's provable. We've got the data on the system, and that can tell that's what that vehicle was actually doing at the time. The main reason for a PHEV was wanting to electrify, but wanting not to have range anxiety. So Transit Custom, that's it, perfect. Once we got them all delivered in, we did a poll amongst all the drivers asking if there were any downsides to any of the vehicles, and the only downside that came out was stuff that we'd fitted to the vehicle, nothing to do with the vehicle at all. Everybody's happy with the vehicle, so yeah, win-win. What we needed was to have the charging option at the depot, and we needed to fit multiple points. This depot, we've got 3 double charge down this side and a further 2 on the other side, so 10 altogether on the site. You can have a standard system where you plug everything in and it simply spreads the load, but there are situations where you need to maybe charge the vehicle faster, or you want to take advantage of charging at night where the tariff is lower. The systems are pretty much integrated between Ford Pro Telematics, which we use on all of the vehicles, and the Ford Pro charging. So that tells us when that vehicle is charging, when it's been charged, where it's been charged, so that's really useful for us. Ford and the contractors, they sent an engineer in, produced a plan for us and a couple of options. The brief from us was to get as many as they possibly could in, which for us is all about future planning, really. We had to move just about everything out of the yard. I think that was one of the first things we realised, is that quite a lot of storage would have to be given up to actually provide charging for the vehicles. But I think most of them find it's just another way of doing the work, so just as efficient.
I think with the introduction of clean air zones in cities, and we need to go greener, we've been more efficient. I think there's shorter journey times for the team. I think the change from manual to automatic has been great. It creates a better driving experience for them.
Data's important. Without that data, you won't be able to choose which vehicles you're going to switch for electric. Next steps for us is to identify larger vehicles that we can electrify. Hopefully there'll be some that maybe even hybrid that we can use. We've got the telematics and we've got the Ford Pro charging, and that'll help us identify which vehicles we can electrify further.